Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derrick-sama, and first I want to say, how are you doing? How are you doing to prioritize yourself first and making sure that you're mentally, emotionally, spiritually okay? I think it's very important to look within yourself and see the things that are holding you back as a person from propelling forward. Um, where you can follow me on Instagram is Lockhead Avatar 2022. Um, and today's video that I'm about to do is about um, evolving yourself and being okay of letting people go out of your life. Um, this is gonna be a continuation of the next idea or topic I'm gonna talk about in the next video, but this one has been kind of on my mind lately or this week. Um, is that when you start, I guess, elevating yourself to whatever version that you see yourself, right, in your mind, um, not everybody is going to understand that. Not everybody is going to like it. Not everybody is going to uh, be happy for you. Some people are going to be jealous and envious towards you because the fact that you're taking the bravery and courage to do it. Um, I think also when you do take that chance to becoming a version of yourself that makes you authentically yourself, is that you're going to also want to attract the same type of people too, because if you're yourself, you don't want to be around people who are not themselves because it's not going to work. Energetically, it's not going to work. So that's why it's very important when you do be yourself, keep in mind that everybody is not themselves too, and that everybody's putting on an image of what they should be due to social norm, uh, influences of their parents, cultural norm, uh, friends, and family. So you have to be comfortable in your skin and also be comfortable to be alone, because that's going to scare and intimidate a lot of people, just straight up. That is the truth. So being I'm gonna say evolving and really looking inward. And when I mean inward, your inner world, which is yourself, which is what you feel, what you've been through, what is holding you back, and you start to question and start to unpack the things that you are dealing internally within yourself. You realize a lot of it is not really you. It's more so of outside influences dictating how you're going to show up now, right? And once you start to really jot down or pay attention to the things that you like and you jot it down, or you start paying attention to it in general and you start doing those things, a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable because they themselves also are showing up something they're not. So be okay with not taking that leap of faith into doing the things that you want to do, because you only live once. This version of yourself, you only live once. So, because I do believe to a certain extent, you do come back here to complete whatever um, lessons that you haven't learned or really experienced. So, um, yeah. And I think the reason why I had this on my mind was also from an experience that I had. I will share real quick is that um me being myself, yeah, this is really hard to explain if people don't really get it, but like you showing up how you want to, right? Or you being the person that you want to be, right? Um and how that makes you feel. A lot of people may not understand that because they're not at that stage. So you thinking that you showing up yourself is going to um not say not. I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say you showing up as yourself and feeling those things and expressing those things outwardly. A lot of people may not really understand what that is because of the mentality they have towards that concept, you know, and they may not really understand that because they may not have the outlet to really do that or be bold about it or in their own space. So you have to really understand that when it comes to things like that, you have to also protect yourself as an individual to sense that if that person doesn't have that, be okay to remove yourself or you know um just mind your business in a sense. And you want to attract, making sure that you're attracting people that also, if you're going to be yourself, that takes accountability and also responsibility of how they are showing up and what decisions they're making. Because every day we wake up, we're making decisions to either become closer to ourselves or go against that. And I think it's very important that we are conscious of the fact that being being that we have free will is that every decision and every thought process and mentality we have plays a big role into getting closer to that or against it. Um, and one thing I feel like people who are trying to become themselves or who are themselves already and have a difficulty doing is letting go of familiarity, which is family, friends, and environment. So I think when people do become themselves, they feel like they have to be obligated to go back and save or help those people who may not understand or be in the position that you're in. And that is not your obligation. Nobody's coming to save you but you. Until you decide to save yourself, then that is it. The only time it would ever work is either you make a way for yourself. And a lot of people are not going to do that because it's too scary. So if you're going to be yourself, be prepared to really leave a lot of things behind that you're familiar with and be okay with that because that was an old version of yourself. So you being yourself, you're going to rediscover yourself multiple times and and realize that those old versions of yourself or those versions of that were you um are going to be only familiar with people um that you grew up with, right? They're going to be used to that. They're not going to be used to the version that you need to be. So while you get closer to becoming that, you have to realize that that also means you have to leave that of mentality and behavior and everything there. Okay? Like, and don't feel like you need to go out your way to change those things. You doing the work and you looking inwards is going to make you realize and see that evolving is a good thing and staying the same is really not the best. And what I mean the best is in that you may not even you may you may not I don't know. I lost the train of thought. Honestly I did, but it'll come back to me honestly. But I'm pretty much trying to say as yourself as a person is going to go through a lot of changes, just in general every day, right? And your end goal is either you becoming better, wiser, and smarter, right? Even though those things come with experience, have to come with experience, right? In order for those, in order for that experience to teach you how to move accordingly, right? But um, it's gonna require action. So you're gonna have to put the work and time and effort into it because what we mentally think in our head, right, which is a vibration, right? But it has to physically catch up to us in the physical world. So that's why it's important to understand that the things that you manifest in your life or you want is going to take not longer, but you want to make it quicker by using methods or spiritual tools to make that gap closer than it is, you know? And you, by saying that you already have it, or you by already in the energy of having that thing, or you wearing spiritual or half spiritual tools or methods in ways where it can make that energy of what you're designing closer to you, or make that reality closer to you, then then it would be taking a longer process, you know. And that's why it's very important that you realize that time is going to play a role into that, and being not so focused on the time but being focusing on the energy that you're in, right, and the mentality and envisioning that you already are in it. Don't worry about the time that it's going to take, but worrying about the energy and the 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 mindset and the right foods to eat, you know, because your health does play a role into how you attract things, you know. And it's very important to let go of all aspects of yourself, or just let go in aspects of things, toxic behaviors, and um, mentalities, you know, behind, and being okay with doing that and looking forward. And forward meaning future self, you know. And those people that you leave behind, you may never see them again. You may will, but you may never see them again, and be okay with that because there are also other people who may be on the other side, or there may be other people who are on the version of yourself that is going to support you for you authentically, and they're not going to look or and be envisioned the way you want it, and you need to be okay with that. They're not going to look exactly, or they may not look like from the environment that you're in, and you need to be okay with that, because when you spiritually start to elevate and heal from the things that are holding you back, you realize all these social norms and um, mentalities and behaviors and um, lifestyles are just a barrier to limit your perception on what is good to you or what is for you, when reality, we're all human beings living a spiritual experience. So the experience is different, but the way you get to that goal is going to be different. But during being that the way may be different, you may enlighten yourself into seeing how people in higher positions understand these things and put it in place. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Um, being yourself is gonna cost a lot of price, which is something you have to keep in mind and be okay with, and understand that everything that you do is for the greater good, you know. Um, but yeah, if you have anything you want to say on this topic specifically, you can comment below and kind of express how you feel on you know that journey of you becoming yourself and realizing that everything that you are learning about yourself um, and the world you live in is through your lens, in a sense, right? And that not everything in the moment is going to make sense to you. Understanding what you need to do and learning how to navigate it is the more important part in the journey that you need to more so worry about. But that's it. So, yeah.